Ubah Hassan announces her engagement to Oliver Dachsel. Wedding bells are ringing for Ubah Hassan. On Saturday, May 31, the Real Housewives of New York City cast member announced her engagement to Oliver Dachsel. Ubah posted photos from her fiance's proposal, as well as a short but sweet caption about their relationship. To love and be loved by someone so kind, deeply good, and quietly breathtaking, she wrote. Oliver Dachsel's romantic proposal to Ubah Hassan. As seen in the carousel, Oliver popped the question in a gorgeous outdoor setting as he and Ubah were enjoying a picnic. The first few photos showed Oliver reaching into his pocket before getting on one knee and presenting Ubah with an engagement ring. The following shots showed the Somali-Canadian model smiling ear to ear, with tears running down her face, as she donned a massive sparkler on her left hand. Housewives react to Ubah Hassan's engagement news. Naturally, Ubah's announcement was flooded with congratulatory messages from friends, fans, and fellow celebrities. "We're getting married." Ubah's cast member Dachsel commented, "Oliver had us all at hello. Love you both so very much. I'm so excited." Warh Ways Aaron Licky added, "I can't wait to see your faces and smoosh you." Congratulations! The Real Housewives of New Jersey's Melissa Gorga wrote, "Such a gorgeous couple, so happy for you." When did Ubah Hassan get engaged? It's unclear when Oliver's proposal went down. However, some of the comments suggested it happened well before Ubah's engagement announcement. "So happy we can now celebrate." The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Garcelle Beauvais declared, "Hard to keep your secret. I'm crying so hard right now, and I already knew the news," Rhony da Silva admitted. Ubah's cousin Channel Ian also implied she had been sitting on the exciting news for some time. "We can now celebrate, and I can tell the world my cousin is engaged," the Real Housewives of Dubai mom wrote. "So happy, love you both so much." Get a look at Ubah Hassan's gorgeous engagement ring. A day after the announcement, Ubah hopped on Instagram to share a closer look at her engagement ring. She reposted a FaceTime screenshot originally shared by her good friend Tara Rude's Dan. "When I came home from Turkey last weekend, a few minutes later the phone rang with the most beautiful news." The Legends fashion director captioned the story, "I love this, love Ubah." The post showed Ubah holding up her left hand, proudly displaying her engagement ring. The piece appeared to feature an oval-shaped clear diamond with a gold split shank band. How did Ubah Hassan meet her fiancé, Oliver Dachsel? Ubah and Oliver began dating in 2022, but didn't confirm their relationship until a year later. She and her beau, whom she dubbed Mr. Connecticut, made their first public appearance at the 2023 American Ballet Theatre Fall Gala at Lincoln Center in New York City. The couple reportedly first crossed paths in 2018 at a mutual friend's birthday party. However, Ubah told Briefing on Bravo they weren't formally introduced until a few years later when they attended a charity board meeting. "I showed up there with my Ubah hat on, and so we talked and stuff. And then Oliver moved to the side of me, and he's like, 'We met before,'" she said. "And I was like, oh my God. I have heard this line so many times from guys. That's how they can start talking to you." She continued, "We started from there. He got my phone number from my friend. I didn't even have any expectation of meeting someone." Ubah Hassan sheds more light on her relationship with Oliver Dachsel. According to his LinkedIn profile, Oliver is a Connecticut-based investment banker who received his master's degree in economics and business administration from the Otto Bischheim School of Management. He has held executive roles with companies such as Aris Mining, Deutsche Bank, and Jefferies. Ubah shed more light on her relationship in a February red carpet interview with Briefing on Bravo, suggesting she knew Oliver was the one. "I'm so comfortable with him," she told the outlet. "I was telling my friend, we used to hear a lot with a lot of women who are married. They would tell us, you know when you know, and that used to bother me. What do you mean I'll know what I know? Give me the specifics. And now I understand what they meant. Diamonds in the Sunshine. The engagement story of Ubah Hassan and Oliver Dachsel. The summer sun poured golden light over the rolling hills of the Hudson Valley, where the leaves were beginning to blush with the softest kiss of early June. Birds sang in full voice. The grass swayed lazily in the breeze. It was a picture-perfect afternoon, so flawless it could have been painted. And for Ubah Hassan, it would become the canvas on which the next chapter of her life would be drawn. Ubah, the Somali-Canadian supermodel, philanthropist, and radiant star of The Real Housewives of New York City, had grown used to the world watching her. But for once, she was about to step out of the spotlight and into something deeply personal. She just didn't know it yet. The day had been billed as a simple countryside picnic. Nothing out of the ordinary, just her and Oliver, her steady, kind, and deeply private partner, escaping the city bustle for something quieter, something theirs. She wore a linen dress the color of moonlight, her hair swept up in an effortless knot, and carried a basket of fresh figs, cheeses, and still warm pastries. Oliver, always subtly elegant in a button-down and worn-in chinos, had planned the day, saying only that he had found a beautiful, peaceful spot. That was typical of him. Thoughtful without extravagance, romantic without spectacle. He had a way of grounding her, a steady heartbeat to her whirlwind. What she didn't know was that tucked deep in Oliver's pocket, beneath the cloth of his tailored trousers and behind a carefully ironed handkerchief, sat a velvet box. The two had met years ago under entirely unremarkable circumstances. A birthday party, some mutual friends, polite conversation. In a different life, it might have ended there, but life has its quiet architects, and fate often works with a patient hand. Years passed. Ubah, ever the phoenix, rose through life's fires, grief, loss, reinvention. She built a business. She built herself. And somewhere in that journey, she attended a charity board meeting in Manhattan, arriving late, hat slightly askew. And there was Oliver again. Not quite a stranger, not quite familiar. "I think we've met before," he'd said, sliding into the seat beside her. She'd rolled her eyes. "I've heard that line 1,000 times." But something about him, about his voice, his calm, unsettled the part of her heart she'd long since bolted shut. Later, he found her number through a friend. Texted, waited, didn't press, and she replied. That was 2022. By 2023, they were inseparable, even if quietly so. The public debut came in autumn, under the crystal chandeliers of the American Ballet Theater's Fall Gala. Ubah shimmered in a sapphire gown, Oliver in classic black. He had been dubbed Mr. Connecticut by her castmates on rhony, who teased the relationship long before it was confirmed. Behind the scenes, though, their love was anything but playful. It was serious, subtle, mature. There was no posturing, no drama. Just mutual respect and an understanding that each had lived a life before the other arrived, and they were better for it. Back in the Hudson Valley, the proposal began with laughter. They sat on a plaid blanket, sipping elderflower lemonade. Ubah was telling a story, something ridiculous from a Housewives taping, and she was mid-laugh when Oliver gently interrupted her. "I need to ask you something," he said. She blinked, startled by his sudden seriousness. He stood, then dropped to one knee. The world went quiet. Her hands flew to her face, eyes wide. "Are you serious right now?" And then he pulled out the box. Inside was a diamond, oval-cut and brilliant in its simplicity. Set on a gold split-shank band, it caught the sunlight and scattered it like 100 tiny fireworks. He didn't recite a speech. That wasn't him. Just one sentence, heartfelt and true. "Will you marry me, Ubah?" Tears flooded her cheeks as laughter and sobs tangled together in her throat. "Yes," she whispered. Then louder, laughing. "Yes, yes." She threw her arms around him, the ring glinting against his shoulder. The news breaks. The next day, the world knew. On May 31, Ubah shared the moment with her 500,000 followers. A series of images, raw and unfiltered. Her mascara slightly smudged, her grin wide. Oliver, eyes crinkled with quiet joy, holding her close. To love and be loved by someone so kind, deeply good, and quietly breathtaking, she captioned the post. The internet erupted. "We're getting married," wrote Jessel Tonk, her fellow RHONY cast member, who had long been in on the secret. "Oliver had us all at hello," she added. "Love you both so very much." "I'm so excited." Aaron Licki chimed in. "I can't wait to smoosh you." From Melissa Gorga of RHONJ to Garcelle Bavath of RHOBH, the congratulations poured in like confetti. Ubah's cousin, Channel Ayan of RHO Dubai, finally let her own excitement spill. "We can now celebrate, and I can tell the world my cousin is engaged," she posted. "So happy, love you both so much." Even Tara Rude's Dan, Ubah's close friend and fashion confidant, shared a screenshot of their fast time just after the news broke. "I love this love," she wrote, showing Ubah proudly holding up her hand, the diamond catching the light.